As we're out on our morning stroll, it's a beautiful day today. First part of April, not a cloud in the sky. A little bit different from the last couple of days. We've had rain, thunderstorms, lightning, wind, cooler weather. It's down like in the 40s at night for a couple of nights. So it's going to start warming up again this week. About 80 one day and then drop back down to 60s. But right here in our last few days of desert camp life, and we'll be moving on. I thought I'd give you a March expenditure total of what I spent in the desert in my bus in March. But before we do that, camp's thinning down. Hardly people are leaving. The last few remainders. We have 13 more days before the permit runs out. We'll probably do another week or so and then move on. So we're going to continue on our stroll, enjoy this nice weather, and we'll catch up in a few moments and give you the next ideas. And we're here. We'll talk about March expenditures, what it cost me to stay in the bus out here in the desert for the month of March. March was my cheapest month so far as for spending money and doing anything, because one, I didn't drive the bus hardly anywhere, and two, I didn't do anything. So kind of a boring person, but that's fine. I enjoy being out here in the desert. I only drove 51 miles for the month of March, and that was just going to Quartzsite and back, which is 5 miles round trip to get groceries and get mail, etc. But that was our only mileage for the month of March, was 51 miles. And that would have, if I would put fuel on the bus, it'd probably been about $30. But I didn't put any fuel in it. I'm saving it for this month when I get ready to travel. I'll fill up the tank and then we'll get on the road. But the food in March was our biggest expense, as a lot of times it usually is. With me and the dog, he's under the bus right now, I spent $399.49 in groceries and dog treats. But if you take out the dog treats and the dog accessories, I only spent $241.25 in groceries for myself. And that's pretty decent amount of groceries. And that's not beanie weenies or, just the cheap stuff. A lot of times I'll do pork chops on the grill, and I'll have baked potatoes and macaroni and cheese and salads and frozen pizzas. I like frozen pizzas. I get those once in a while. I'll have burritos with chili and cheese and chicken, and so it's a variety of things. So it's not just like I eat just the basic have to get by with. It's a pretty good meal. I think I'm putting on some weight, but that was our food expenditure. My food expenditure was $241.25. And the bus build, I didn't really have to build anything last month in March, because the bus build is pretty much done as far as I could tell. There's just a couple small little things that I could tweak on, but I bought a gas can for my generator because I didn't have one. And then that's I'm going to put that in my bus build. So the bus build in March was only $32.18, which, like I said, wasn't very much. And then I did spend $7.12 for gas to put in the gas can, so when I use the generator, I'll have gas for it. And my entertainment last month was I took my friend Steve, he was over on the other side of the campground, out for a beverage at Beer Bellies down in Tyson Wells before he left to go back to Idaho, and that was $10. So as you can tell, I don't do a whole lot. I didn't do a whole lot. So we didn't go out to eat, didn't spend any money on fuel. So it was pretty much basic groceries, little bus build, and just a little bit of entertainment. But this time I'm going to include my phone bill and my insurance and what I paid for staying here. My insurance for the month was $76. That's for the bus and for another vehicle I have back in my home state. So it's $76 for the month. My phone and internet is expensive, as everyone knows. It's close to $200. And that's with the phone, and I do have mobile internet, so that's $89. And then the rent that I used out here in the desert on my LTVA, long-term vehicle access permit that I bought, was $36, which is pretty good for per month. You know, it does include water, and it has trash, and it has sewer. But you have to go get your own water. You have to get rid of your own trash, and then also dump your own sewer. But 36 bucks. So if we round all that out into the monthly total of $760.79, minus the dog food and the dog treats, I would have spent $602.55 on myself and just being here in the desert for the month of March. So as the cheapest month, I didn't have to do a lot of bus build. I didn't drive anywhere, and then once again, I didn't really do much. But I'm fine for sitting out here in the desert, enjoying the views and enjoying the weather, and the dog likes it. So that's about all we did in March. Now, this month in April, we're going to have a little bit more expenditures because the permit expires April 15th. So we'll have to be out by then, and then we'll have to travel. So that's going to be more expensive because every day I travel, if I do 100 miles in the bus, it costs me about $80 in fuel. So if I go anywhere and spend any time, that's my biggest expense for the month of any month. So April will be a bigger month. I got to travel from here and then get to Utah, to my camp host position in Utah by the middle of May. So I have about a month to get there. So I found out it's more feasible to drive someplace and stay for a few days, because any place you drive in a bus that gets 8 miles to gallon or less or a little bit more, you're going to spend an average probably about $100. And that's just easy. You go 100 miles, you might as well figure close to $100 in fuel just to get there. So if I leave here and I go to Phoenix is 120 miles. It's going to cost me $100 to get to Phoenix. And then from there, when I go north, every day it's going to be $100. So I got to figure my time allotted on the road into my budget. So, and that's one thing that nomads have to think about is if they drive and travel, the amount of fuel that's needed. So, and it's actually probably better to to save money just to park and stay somewhere for a few days, so you can break that amount down, and it's a little bit cheaper. But as I said, the month of April will be on the road in a couple of weeks, maybe a little less, and we'll kind of hold off on the videos of the budget and the monthly accounting until probably I want to say about September, because that would give me one full year in my bus on the road from the end of August to the end of August, and then give you a total of the entire year. May do another one in January to do an entire calendar year. So we'll see how that goes. But that's about it for right now. So March was the best month so far on that. And when we get to when we get to Utah, we're going to be in the campsite for about 3 months. So our expenditures will be pretty cheaper then. And the only big expense we'll have will be food again. We'll have fuel because the nearest town is about 25 miles away. So it's a 50-mile round trip. And it's in the mountains. So the bus will probably get about 5 to 6 miles to gallon. So a 50-mile trip will still cost me $80 in fuel to go get the food and back. So, but that's another thing we'll look into when we get there. But in the meantime, we're going to enjoy our time here in the desert. We've got, like I said, about a week or so left, and then we'll be moving on. But that's it for right now, and we're going to take the pup for a walk. His ears perked up when I said walk. You want to go walking? He's thinking about it. You want to go walk? There he goes. He's ready to go on his walk. Okay, we'll check back in with you in a few minutes. We'll take the dog for a walk, and we got a couple more things we're going to kind of just random back and forth on the video today. Taking the pup out for a walk. Sorry for the wind. Came across this. People left last night. What we got? We got some metal shelving for some kind of refrigerator. And some water cups or some drink cups. And over here, underneath the bush, it's hard to see, but CV axle out of a car. It's out of a Subaru. Focus on through this. Yep. Left it laying out here. I saw them up here yesterday. This is only across my campsite, and they left it up here and took off. I've already been up once and picked up a bunch of trash. People, stop doing this. You're gonna get these places closed down if you keep trashing the place up. Just my PSA for the day. And Zen and I are back from our walk. He's under the bus again. Yep, under the bus where it's cool. As you can tell, I found some trash in the desert. One thing that really irks me is finding trash in the desert. You know, people can just pick up the stuff and take it somewhere, or just put it in their vehicles, but don't leave it laying around the desert or anywhere, because it just makes things look bad, and eventually, you know, they'll start closing places down for these reasons, and that's a good reason for it. And then as we got back, and I was moving my campsite around, my mat and my tarp blew away last night because I had a big wind come through from a storm that was coming through, and I found something inside. One thing you got to be careful with out here, so I was moving my mat around, it blew away last night. Look what was inside of it when I went to pick it up. Not a big one, but sure would hurt if you got a hold of you. We'll shake them off and leave them alone. Everyone, thanks for watching. That's the video for today. We'll probably make another video or so before we leave in a week or so, just to recap the desert life and what we're going to be doing in the future. So thanks everybody for watching. Enjoy your day. Like and subscribe and hit the thumbs up, and we'll be seeing you on down the road.